Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Bella Nabila with my SID number 33230112. Okay, so today I would like to present my presentation for my midterm exam in subject sociolinguistic. Okay, without any further ado, I will share screen my material. Wait. Okay. Part 1. I already choose the topics. That is, there are diglossia and dialect. There's my name and my SID. Next. Okay, first I would like to introduce and explain about sociolinguistic. Sociolinguistic is the study of the relationship between language and society. It explains how people use language differently depending on the social context. Language variation is influenced by culture, region, education, age, and social status. Two important concepts in sociolinguistics are diglossia and dialect in this presentation. Language is a social phenomenon by William Leboff. Okay, next. What is diglossia? Diglossia is a situation where two language varieties are used in the same society for different social functions. Usually, one variety is formal, like high in H, and the other is low in L. The high variety is formal use in education, religion, government, and social official communication. The low variety is informal and used in daily conversation. For example, formal Indonesian in academic presentation and informal Indonesian in casual conversation, like friend to another friends. And according to Carlos Ferguson, 1959, diglossia occurs when two varieties coexist with separate function. Next, characteristic of diglossia. For we divide into two parts. Divide for first high variety or H, is it for formal, prestigious, used in education and official event, and grammatically standardized? And for low variety or L, is it used informal, used in daily communication, and more relaxed and flexible, common in family and peer interaction? Yes, people change language varieties depending on the social context. Next, characteristic of diglossia again. Think about how you say goodbye in different settings. For your teacher, it might be formal. For your friends, it might be playful. For your parents, it might be respectful. The context and the person change how you say the phrases. The context is the environment and circumstance that give meaning to a message. Next. Example of diglossia. Example in society. In Indonesia, formal Indonesian in school and government, regional or informal Indonesian in daily communication. Arabic-speaking countries, modern Standard Arabic for formal situation, local Arabic dialect for everyday conversation, classroom situation. Student use formal language during presentation like I do like now. Right now, students use casual language with friends. Next, the function of diglossia. Sociolinguistic function. First, maintain social order and communication norms. 2. shows respect and professionalism. 3. Help speaker adapt to different social contexts. And 4. Reflect identity and group membership. The important point of function of diglossia is different language varieties are not random. They are socially meaningful. Finally, it helps maintain social interaction and communication norms. Next, what we got into the second topic is about dialect. What is dialect? Dialect is a particular language form specific to. Dialects differ in pronunciation, vocabulary, grammar, and intonation. Every speaker has a dialect itself. Theory for dialect is according to Word Doc 2010. Dialect refers to language variation associated with a specific geographical and social group. Like for the example, in Indonesia includes Sundanese, Betawi, Javanese dialect. Yes, that is dialect. Like in Sundanese, we say Puntan. In Betawi, we say Emang ngapa? And in Javanese, Monggo. Next. Types of dialect. For regional dialect first. Language variation based on geographical area. For example, Javanese dialect, Sundanese dialect, and Betawi dialect. And second, number 2 is social dialect. Language variation based on social class, education, or occupation. For example, formal academic language and youth slang language. Slang language. Different dialects show how diversity in the society. Next. Example of dialect in Indonesia. Dialect variation, pronunciation differences. Saya may sound different in different region. Vocabulary difference. Kamu is standard Indonesia. And aing is kamu in Sundanese informal dialect. And ko is it an Eastern Indonesian dialect from kamu, like koko? Intonation differences. Each region has unique speaking rhythm and tone. Like I said before, every region have a different, a unique speaking rhythm and tone itself when they are speaking. Next, sociolinguistic function of dialect. First, expresses cultural identity. Second, builds solidarity among speakers. Third, reflects regional background. And fourth, creates social closeness. And the last one is preserve local culture and tradition. Okay, differences between my two topic, diglossia and dialect. Diglossia and dialect. 2D. For diglossia, two language varieties with different function and focuses on formal versus informal use. Relate to social context, for example, formal and informal Indonesian speak. And for dialect, example, formal and informal Indonesian focuses on linguistic variation and relate to identity and region. For example, Sundanese and Betawi dialect, it's very different dialect. Both of diglossia and dialect is very important in understanding language and society. Next, the conclusion. Diglossia and dialect are important concepts in sociolinguistics. Diglossia explain how language varieties are used in different social situations. Dialect explain language variation among social or regional groups. Both phenomena show that language is closely connected to society and identity. Final statement: language variation reflects social interaction, culture, and communication needs. Both concepts show that language is closely connected to identity, culture, and social interaction. Okay, thank you for your attention. That's all for the part one, diglossia and dialect. And that is the references that I use in for my material from Ferguson, Fishman, Holmes, Wardock, and Labov. Okay, now we move into the part two, case analysis. In part two, I must explain the case analysis, all the number. Okay. For number one, diglossia. This is the case. In the box is the case. In university seminar, a student used formal Indonesian during the presentation, but switched to informal Indonesian when talking to peers. The lecturer consistently used formal Indonesian. Wait, wait, my laptop stuck. Yes. My analysis is this phenomenon is called diglossia because two language varieties are used in different contexts. Formal Indonesian function as the high variety or H, while informal Indonesian function as the low variety or L. The student changed language style because the academic presentation required professionalism and respect, while informal interaction with peers creates solidarity and comfort. The lecturer maintained formal language to preserve authority and professionalism. The phenomenon conveys difference in social roles and communication settings. Sociolinguistically, diglossia helps speakers to adapt a language appropriately according to context and the participant. Why the phenomenon it occurs? That because social situation, the audience, the level of formality, the social rules, and institutional expectation, the student feel more comfortable using informal language with their friend because it creates solidarity and closeness. However, language is necessary in academic presentation to show professionalism and respect. And for sociolinguistic function, include maintaining social structure, two, distinguish formal informal domains, and three, creating appropriate communication style reflecting social identity and relationship. I use the theories by diglossia theory by Ferguson and domain theory by Fishman, and recent references by Sadia C. and Rohman F. 2018, Diglossia of Japanese Indonesia in Senior High School Education Domain, Sociolinguistic Study in Tegal Regency. Number two is Loka, Jurnal Pendidikan Bahasa dan Sastra Indonesia. Ini untuk halamannya, page ya. From Journal of University Negeri Semarang. And Arbini 2016, Modern Arabic Sociolinguistic, Diglossia Variation Code Switching, Attitude, Identity. And number four is Rolex. Yes. Number two. We move to number two. Code alternation, style shifting, code mixing, and code switching. This is the case. During a group discussion, students frequently mix Indonesian and English. One student say, menurut saya, this concept is very important untuk kita pahami. While another respond in full English, but later switches back to Indonesian when speaking to another peer. My analysis is the interaction show code mixing, code switching, style shifting, and code alternation. Code mixing appears when Indonesian and English are combined in one sentence. Code switching occurs when speaker change completely from one language to another language. The phenomenon occurs because students are bilingual and familiar with English academic terms, and speakers also adjust language based on the audience and communication goals. This interaction conveys bilingual identity, modern academic culture, and group solidarity. Socially, this practice helps communication become more flexible and efficient. Yes. Yes, the code missing is the sentence combines Indonesia and English in one sentence. Menurut saya, this concept is very important untuk kita pahami. Yes, why meaning convey? The interaction conveys academic identity, group solidarity, modern educational identity, and flexibility in communication. The theories I choose is interactional sociolinguistic by Gompers and Martinez model by Myers and Scotton. And the recent references is by Lee X U L and Liu 2002 21. Visualizing the knowledge domain of code switching, a bibliometric review. Number 2 is Multilingual Matters Journal by Sage Journal. And number 3 is Lee J. S. 2021. See you soon. 8 Oil Air Code Switching. 4 Facebook in EduSocial Facebook groups. And number 4 is Journal of Pragmatic by Science Direct. Next. Case number 3 about style shifting. This is the case. Student speaks very formally when presenting in front of the class but becomes highly informal when talking to close friends after the class. The vocabulary, tone, and sentence structure change significantly depending on the audience. This is my analysis. This phenomenon is called style shifting because the speaker changes speaking style depending on the audience and situation. Formal language is used how to show professionalism and respect during presentation, and informal language is used to create closeness and comfort with a friend. The phenomenon conveys different social relationship and communication purposes. Sociolinguistically, style shifting helps speakers adapt to social context effectively. The theories I already chose is from Audience Design Theory by Alan Bell and Sociolinguistic Variation Theory by Labov. The recent references for the first Sharmadi and Rampton B. 2015, Lectal Focusing in Interaction, a new methodology for this for the study of style variation. Number 2, Journal of Sociolinguistics. And number 3, Podest Fair 2016, Theorizing Stylistic Variation in Sociolinguistics. And number 4, Annual Review of Linguistics. Next, case number 4 is about code missing. This is the case. In a casual conversation, a student say, aku lagi ngerjain assignment yang deadline-nya besok, jadi harus cepat selesai. The sentence combines elements from Indonesian and English within the same utterance. And this is my analysis. This is an example of code missing because Indonesia and English element appear in the same sentence. The phenomenon occurs because English academic vocabulary is commonly used among the student. Some English terms are considered easier and more practical. The sentence conveys bilingual identity and familiarity with academic culture, sociolinguistic, convincing, creates communication efficiency and social solidarity. The theories I already chose from convincing theory by Mushkin and bilingualism theory by Hoffman. And the reason references for number one, Umami and A by Ghazami, BI 2021, Code Switching and Code Missing on Flock, a Sociolinguistic Study. Number two, Isla Journal of Islamic Literature and History, ResearchGate. And number three is Rezeki, TIN Segala, and RW 2021, The Realization of Code Mixing and Code Switching of Indonesian Celebrities, caption on Instagram. Number 4, Sarunai Jurnal Ilmiah Ilmu Pendidikan by A-Journal STKIP Budidaya. Next, code switching. The case about code switching is during the class discussion, a student begins speaking in Indonesian but switch entirely to English when explaining a concept, then returns to Indonesia when giving the example. This is my analysis. This phenomenon is called code switching because the speaker changed completely from one language into another language, that is Indonesia to English, English to Indonesia. The shift occurs because English is often considered more suitable for academic explanation. Bilingual speakers also naturally switch language depending on the topic and purposes. The interaction conveys bilingual competence and educational identity. Sociolinguistic code switching helps clarify meaning and manage communication more effective. The theory I chose is conversational code switching theory by Gompers and code switching theory by Poplak. The recent references is for first by Kadir, 2021 Code Switching in Indonesia Popular Song and Implication for English Language Teaching. Number 2 from Joel, Journal of Applied Linguistics and Literature, is Journal University Bengkulu. Number 2, Yim O and Clement R, 2021. Acculturation and Attitudes Towards Code Switching, a Bidimensional Works. And the last one from PMC. Next, the case for dialect. Students from different regions in Indonesia interact in the classroom. Some use standard Indonesian, while others incorporate regional dialect features such as pronunciation, vocabulary, or intonation. This is my analysis. This phenomenon is called dialect variation because language differs based on a regional and social background. Dialect variation occurs because of geographical, cultural, and social influence. Different communities develop unique language and characteristics over the time. The phenomenon conveys regional identity and cultural background. Sociolinguistically, dialects strengthen solidarity and preserves culture diversity. The theories I choose is dialect theory by Trudgill and variation theory by Labov. The recent references is from Brittany D. 2016, Dialect Contact and New Dialect Formation. Number 2, Annual Reviews of Linguistic. And number 3 is Wagner S.E. 2017, Age Grading in Sociolinguistic Theory. And number 4, Language and Linguistic Compass. Okay, this is the review. The power of language choice gives us 1. The ability to use our identity as a tool. 2. the freedom to use all of our voice and experiences. That is contain the dialect, a dialect one. And the number three is the reminds ourselves that our language, all of them are valid, never wrong, has their unique. Thanks. Okay, thank you. We got to the slide. Okay. Thank you so much for watching my presentation for my midterm exam project, project 1, and subject social linguistic. And thank you for Miss Tiwi for teaching us and always give us the information about social linguistic in the best way and good way, clear instruction. Okay, thanks for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.